Hi, today we will take a look at how you can convert Notion form into PDF files. So as you can see in the background, I have got an appointment request form which has a lot of different fields that a user would specifically fill in. And once they click on submit, all the form responses will be captured under the responses view that you can see over here. I've already gone ahead and I've created two different responses from the form. What I want to do is I want to create an automation setup wherein I will be able to create the PDF files for every response that gets captured onto this responses view. So let us understand how we can create PDF files and automation from this Notion database. For this, we will be using a tool known as PDF Output. PDF Output helps you create the PDF file from a Google document using a Notion database. So once you land up on PDF Output, quickly sign in over here. Let me quickly sign in from one of my accounts, and then we will understand how we can set up the entire automation. So as you sign in, you will be asked to add a Notion database, and then you can add a Google document, and finally you will have the mapping section where you can map all the fields to create the PDF file. In order to add a database, click on Notion database and click on add Notion database. Simply head back to the database wherein you already have this form and simply copy this entire database title. This is the quick and effective way of adding a proper database. So I will simply copy this database title. I will go back and I will click on next, and you will given me two options. One is selecting a template that I've already added, or you can select your own pages. If you select the first option, it will add a demo database to your workspace which you can use for testing purpose. But since we are going to add our own database, I will click on select pages and I will click on select pages once again. Then I can enter the database that I've just copied inside the search pages. So I will just paste the entire database that I've just copied, and it will automatically show me the entire form which I want to add. Click on this and it will automatically add this database. And if you click on this private drop down, you will be able to see the request form which is being added. Let me remove the other things which is not needed. So currently this is the only form which is being added. Now while adding any database, always make sure that you are copying the database title and adding it inside the search pages by pasting it. Do not add the database by selecting this top level pages from this list. If you do that, it will take a while to load the database and your experience may not be smooth. So always add the database by copying the title and pasting it inside these pages and selecting the database from the list. One more thing that I want to highlight is if you are adding any relational properties inside the main database. So let's say this address property is a relational property. So make sure you are adding the main database as well as the relational database, whatever will be added into the selection pages over here. So all the relational properties which is connected to different databases must be added inside the search pages. If you add all the relational databases, only then the relational properties that you have in the database will be visible. Otherwise, the relation and roller properties will not come in the output. So always ensure the primary database as well as all the relational databases are added through this search pages section, and then you can click on allow access to proceed further. So I have added the database right now. So let us wait as it is going to load this appointment request form database, and then we will be able to see the other things that is required for us. So as you can see, it is showing me the appointment request form. And if I scroll down, you will be able to see a list of all the properties that is being shown over here, which is being fetched from this responses view. So whatever properties you have over here in this responses section, it is already showcasing inside this mapping section at the bottom. Okay. This will be used for mapping onto the Google document file, and we will be able to create PDFs out of that. So once the database is created, it's time to add the Google document. Click on add Google document. You have two different options. Either you can select an existing document. So if you have any existing document on your Google Drive, you can select the first option and add the document from this documents list. Otherwise, what you can do is you can simply click on add document and click on add demo document. This will instantly create a demo document for a use case which you can use for the automation setup. So as you can see, it is already adding me a demo document for my requirement, and you can see all the properties of the Notion database are automatically added up over here, which I can use for setting up the automation. So let me remove the top part which is not needed. Let me remove this placeholders text as well. This is also not needed. One thing to note over here is that all the placeholder text elements are put inside this double curly brackets. Like we have the address, we have the contact number, email address, first name, last name. All these are the same exact properties which we already have under this responses view. So we have the address, we have the contact number, email address. So when it will create the PDF file, it will map all these properties that you see over here with the corresponding properties in the database, and it will fetch the values for every record and it will create the PDF file for us. If you want to manually map any specific property, simply click on copy for any of the properties that you have in the list. So let's say I want to add the address property. I will click on copy and I can go to any specific area where I want to add it. Use Control V or Command V on your keyboard. Again, you can use Control V or Command V and it will automatically insert the placeholder onto the Google document. So you can automatically map all the properties live on the document and then it will be specifically mapped for our requirement. Okay, so this can be done. But having considered that, one last step which we need to follow before we generate the PDF file is we need to define the PDF file name. So currently in this responses tab, I have the respondent name, or maybe let's go with another property. So let me see what all things we have. So we have the first name column. So we can create the PDF file with the first name reference. Okay, so I will just use first name from this list. So let me search if we have a first name. So we have it. Click on this. All the PDF files will be created as per the first name. One last thing to observe in is that if you scroll to the right side, you will be able to see these two additional columns which have been created. One is generate PDF, one is PDF file. If any record is put as ready to generate, it will create the PDF file for those specific records and it will create the output inside this PDF file section. Okay. So currently both the records are set to ready to generate. That means both the PDF file will be created right over here. Now let's click on download PDF and it will automatically create me the PDF files right inside this PDF file section. So let's wait as it is going to process both the files and then it will create the PDF files for us. So you can see the first file is already out and very soon you will be able to see the status marked as completed as well as the PDF file created over here. Let me click on the PDF file to see the output and we'll be able to understand how everything works. So you can see all the files that was already all the properties from the database have already been mapped onto the PDF file and everything is precisely mapped the way it should be. We have the second file as well, and the second file is also created with the corresponding mappings. This is how it operates and this is how easy it is to use the tool. The beautiful thing is that you can click on setup Notion automation and this will set up the automation forever. So as long as you have this database, you can simply add new records over here and you can keep on adding more and more records, and all you need to do is you need to simply turn this property to ready to generate. Once you do that, it will automatically create the PDF file right over here and you never need to go back to PDF output ever again to map all the fields and do the entire process. So once the database is added, document is added, all the mappings are done, simply click on setup Notion automation, keep on adding more properties and simply set it to ready to generate. The PDF files will be created right over here. This works hands free and you never need to worry about using PDF output ever again. Okay, so whenever a user is submitting a response from the form, you can simply put it as ready to generate. It will create the PDF files for you right over here inside the database. That is all that I wanted to have in the demo. If you have any questions, click on this chat bubble at the bottom and you can send me a message with your queries. I'll be able to take up the issues on that, or else you can simply opt to go to the contact at the bottom of the main page and you can send me any message over here. I will be able to take up your issues on this. You even have an option to book a free demo, so click on this and create a free demo. I'll be able to walk through the entire process for you. Okay, and you can see it is already processing these two records which we had added and both the records have been created over here as a PDF file. So it